Isn't it just incredible? Every single day, we produce this amazing orchestra of sounds to talk, to argue, to laugh, to sing, and we don't even think twice about it. But have you ever actually stopped and wondered how any of that works?
I mean, how does the simple air in our lungs, just plain old air, transform into the sound of a P instead of a B, or a sh sound versus a z sound? Okay, let's get into it, because the answer is truly fascinating. So, it turns out you're operating this incredibly sophisticated biological machine, and you don't even know it. We're going to take a little journey through this machine, and we're going to follow a single puff of air as it gets turned into speech.
Right, so our journey has to start at the power source. Just like any good machine, our voice needs an engine to get going. And for us, that engine is our respiratory system.
It's a really simple idea, but it's profound. Without breath, there is no speech. It's impossible. Every single sound you make starts as a column of air moving up and out from your lungs. This is like the raw, unshaped clay that we're about to sculpt into language.
So here's how these parts all work together. Your lungs, they're like the bellows. They provide all the air. Then your diaphragm, that big muscle underneath them, it acts like this super finely tuned piston, controlling the pressure of that air. And the trachea, well, that's just the pipe that sends it all on its way, up to the next stage of the journey.
Okay, so our air is officially on the move. Let's head to the next stop, the larynx, or what you probably call your voice box. This is where a really critical decision gets made for every single sound we make. It's kind of like a switch on a railway track, sending the sound down one of two very different paths.
So inside your larynx, you've got your vocal folds. Now, they can do one of two things. They can either stay open and just let air pass through quietly, or they can vibrate really, really fast as the air pushes past them, creating this buzzing sound. And that one choice, to buzz or not to buzz, is honestly one of the most fundamental differences in all of human language. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Let's try it right now. Go ahead, put your fingers right on your Adam's apple. First, make a long snake sound. Sss. You feel that? Nothing, right? It's just air. Okay, now keep your fingers right there and make a buzzing bee sound. Zzz. Ah, there it is. That vibration you feel? That is the difference between a voiceless sound, s, and a voice one, zzz.
And this is what's so cool. The simple little on-off switch is the only difference between pairs of sounds like P and B or T and D. For one sound, the vocal folds are wide open. For the other, they're buzzing away. It's that simple, and it's also that powerful.
All right, so we've got power, and we've got our basic vibration, or lack of vibration. Now we get to the really intricate part. This is the final stop on our journey, and it's where that simple stream of air gets sculpted into the hundreds of different sounds that make up all of human language.
So, welcome to the sound studio that's built right inside your mouth. This is where all the magic really happens. Your tongue, your lips, your teeth, they are all part of this incredible, dynamic system that shapes and molds that airstream with unbelievable precision. And these are your tools. I mean, just think about the incredible dexterity of your tongue for a second. The tip, the blade, the back, each part can move on its own to make different sounds. Your lips can round or spread, and that soft palate at the back of your mouth, it can lift or lower to send air through your nose or through your mouth. It's amazing.
Okay, so where you make the sound is absolutely critical. Just say the word pat. Your lips come together for that P sound. That's called bilabial. Now try saying tat. See, your tongue tip taps right behind your teeth on that little bumpy ridge. That's your alveolar ridge. Each one of those contact points creates a completely different sound.
But it's not just where you make the sound, it's also how you make it. For a P or a T, you completely stop the air and then you release it in this tiny little explosion. That's called a plosive. For an S or an F, you squeeze the air through a really narrow channel, creating friction. That's a fricative. And for sounds like M or N, you actually block your mouth and let the air escape out your nose instead.
So now that we know how all these sounds are made, we have to deal with a big problem. And that problem is that English spelling is a complete mess. So how can we possibly write these sounds down in a way that's consistent and makes sense everywhere? I mean, this quote really says it all. Just think about the letters O, U in the words though, through, tough, and cough. It's absolute chaos. So, to study sound scientifically, we need a much better system. We need a code.
And here it is. This is the International Phonetic Alphabet, or the IPA. This is the master key. The rule is simple. One symbol for every single sound, no exceptions. Look at the word ship. That sh sound gets its very own symbol. This one right here, sh. And remember our TH problem? The IPA just solves it. The buzzy, voiced TH in the word this gets this symbol, the, and the airy, voiceless TH in think gets a different one, th. It is pure logical precision.
Okay, so we've gone on this whole journey, from a puff of air all the way to a written symbol. But why does any of this actually matter in the real world? Like, what can you do with this knowledge?
Well, understanding how sounds are made gives you a kind of superpower. It lets you hear things with more precision. It helps you understand why some sounds are so hard for non-native speakers. It really lets you appreciate the physical foundation of all spoken language. It is the essential toolkit for anyone who works with language.
So the next time you're listening to someone talk, don't just hear the words they're saying. Try to listen for the mechanics underneath. Hear the voiceless fricatives, the voiced plosives. Hear the incredible journey that every single sound takes, from the lungs all the way to the air. You've just decoded the very first layer of human language. So what else is there to discover?